Richard Schroeder, Naples resident, retired physician. I want to speak just a little bit today about health risks of wireless radiation technology. And I may be a little out of my lane to be talking about wireless communications, so just consider this a mutual learning experience. But the fact is, there's been mounting evidence for decades that we humans in the plant and animal kingdom we depend on for our continued survival are at considerable risk from man-made radiation of many kinds. We're bathed in an electromagnetic smog 24/7 as a result of all the electronic goodies that we have adopted. With wired communication, like Ethernet communication for our computers or old-fashioned phone lines, so to speak, information is transmitted via the wires, and the electromagnetic fields and radiation are unintentional. They're not desired. Proper engineering can reduce these unwanted fields and radiation to a minimum. By contrast with wireless communication, the radiation is the product that actually does the job of transmitting the information. Wireless means radiation. We already know the dangers of radiation. I mean, picture your radiologist scampering behind the screen when they snap your x-ray, or the dental technician and so forth. Problem is, the ability to use wireless devices everywhere on Earth means that every square meter of the Earth must be irradiated at all times. Our mobile phones operate in what's called the microwave spectrum, with the result that the entire planet is now swimming in a sea of microwave radiation that's millions to perhaps even billions of times stronger than the radiation from the sun and the stars from which life evolved. And life is based not only on chemistry, the way we think of it as being in our cells and so forth, but more fundamentally on electricity. The unimpeded flow of electrons is essential to the functioning of our nerves, our metabolism, and even our heartbeat. Interference with these electric currents can therefore cause neurologic diseases, heart disease, metabolic diseases such as diabetes, cancer, and damage to germ cells that result in infertility. Maybe even more importantly, organisms that we depend on in our food chain that have a very high metabolism, such as bees and other insects, are being wiped out. Thousands and thousands of studies document the devastating effects of wireless radiation on mammals, birds, insects, amphibians, and forests. The finding that only a single 2-hour exposure to a mobile phone during their lifetime, even when the power of the phone was reduced 100-fold, caused permanent damage in young rats, makes it likely that we are raising, and perhaps have already raised, a generation of children with brain damage. And there's a ton more evidence of cell phone risk from the government itself we don't have time to get into. There's no question that cell phones are not safe at any power level, at any distance from the head, or for any duration, but what do? Well, one thing we need to do is understand a bit more about the telecom industry. Just to suffice it to say for now that the guidelines that are used for safety in this industry are very industry friendly and not based on science. So we'll talk more about that at a later date. Thank you.
Your next and final speaker.